It is Friday and it's time to rev our engines with our car guys, Gav and Cherry from overdrivetv.co.za. And this morning they bring us the powerful 2-litre Opel Astra OPC, and then also a car that Toyota and Subaru has been secretly working on, like under the table, and they're going to bring us the news on that. And of course, here they are to tell us all about it. Gav, we're going to talk to you about. Morning, guys.
Morning.
I'm talking about the Mini Coupe this morning, but first, Chiro's got some news for us.
I do have some news. All right, let's kick it off with Opel. Now, many of our viewers will remember the Opel Astra Superboss, which was a much-loved performance icon in the late 80s, early 90s. For some reason, I always think they're orange.
No, I always think it was white, but that's just me.
Alrighty, well, its great-great-grandson's just arrived, and it is an absolute stormer of a hot hatch. It's called the Opel Astra OPC. It's incredibly powerful, 2-litre turbocharged engine. And what they've done is they've said, right, the main rival is the Golf R. We're going to beat that. So it's got a lot more power. Now, the thing is, the Golf R, which we reviewed on the show a couple of months back, probably one of the best cars we've ever driven.
Yeah, not just best hatches, probably one of the best cars I've ever driven.
I remember you guys were raving about it.
It was superb, but that's got four-wheel drive to deal with all the power. This has got more power than that, only front-wheel drive. So it's going to have some clever tech up front to deal with all that.
The power is, what, 202 kilowatts?
205 kilowatts, yeah. It's a hell of a lot of power.
That's a lot.
If you're an Opel fan, I'd suggest go down, put your name right now, because these are going to sell like hotcakes, and we expect them to arrive in about March. I don't have a price, unfortunately, but I'd say around the 400k mark is probably good. On to Subaru Toyota.
That's the one we want to talk about.
Yeah,
what's going on?
The secret plans.
The secret plans.
There we go. Now they've been working on something, like you say. It's been a little bit covert, but Toyota owns most of Subaru, so there's pretty much why this has happened.
I didn't actually know that.
Yeah,
I really didn't know that.
Just over half, I think.
Exactly. It's one of those things, you know, it's like something like VW owns half the car world, but you don't really get told about it. Now, Toyota, when I think of Toyota, I don't particularly think of very fun cars, I must be honest. They're like the lawn bowls tournament of the car world. And I think they realized that. So they said to Subaru, right, build us something exciting. And they've gone out and made this. It's called the BRZ. It's rear-wheel drive, turbocharged, 2-litre, manual sports car, and I can't wait. I think this is going to be a hoot. Toyota will take it, rebadge it, change a couple of things, maybe a couple of headlights and that sort of thing. And they'll call it the FT86. Can't wait for this thing. It's going to arrive next year.
And we must point out this is the first ever rear-wheel drive Subaru, because all of them out there.
That's strange, yes, of course.
Yeah. But all of them, every one of them up till this point have all been all-wheel drive. This is the first one departure from that formula, so I'm very excited about that.
I think if you can call a sports car sexy, that would be the one. Right,
there we go. And finally, car journalist Gavin Williams was spotted this week at the Killarney racetrack, grinning like a kid at Christmas, driving something brand new from
Mini. That's right. Yes, the Mini family has just got bigger. They've got the addition of its fifth member, which they're calling the Coupe. Now, this is a difficult situation, because if you're at a dinner party and you say to someone, I bought the new Mini, they're going to ask which Mini, and you're going to say the Coupe. They think you're trying to say Cooper, but being really pretentious by saying Coupe. So it actually is the Mini Cooper, or Cooper S Coupe. That is the name of the car. Now, some purists might wonder if this is really, truly a Mini. Still, it's got 2 seats, but from the front it still looks like a Mini, and then it just slopes down dramatically at the back. It's got kind of a baseball cap on backwards kind of look, with a helmet kind of thing over the back. It really is. I drove it around and people cannot help but stare at you. Honestly, it is a remarkable looking car. It's cute and aggressive at the same time. It really is amazing. What I found incredible as well is that this one is 25 kilograms heavier than the Cooper hatch, the normal Cooper hatch, which I found a bit odd. I'm getting 2 less seats and the car's heavier. But anyway, it's got the wonderful 1.6 litre twin scroll turbo, which is basically shoplifted straight from their parents' BMW. And honestly, that extra 25 kilograms, you may as well run away from someone with a pack of cigarettes in your pocket. It's not going to make a huge amount of difference, because I got to take the car on a track, and what a hoot. What a hoot. I mean, they're like little go-karts. I mean, again, it's such a cliche saying it's like a go-kart, but it truly is. You just chuck them into corners. There's a wheel on each corner of the car. Everything, the chassis, everything's taut. The steering's direct and light. I had an absolute blast around the track. I mean, look, you have to really try hard not to have fun around a racetrack. But these cars were really, really brilliant. I had so much fun. They've got this spoiler at the back as well, that when you reach 80 kilometers an hour, the little spoiler pops up at the back.
Wow, that's a nice feature.
I have no idea why. The only way I can think is look, obviously it makes the car look cool when you go past someone on the highway, like a peacock tail coming up.
That's not true. It's to put the car down on the ground.
I realise that, but what it's doing is it's a front-wheel drive car and it's pushing down the back, so it's actually making the front a bit lighter, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but I think people who buy these cars won't care too much about, overforce or underdrive or whatever they think it's called. So, I don't think it's a problem. The people who buy these cars are like people who buy Apple products. If you're an Apple fan, an Apple acolyte, when you see the new one, you immediately want it. I know I'm one of those. So people who are Mini fans, and when this hits the showroom floors, they won't know why they want it, but they will want it, and they'll go out and buy it. And it truly is a unique little car. I can't think of anything that really, rivals.
I think
it's direct natural prey.
I call Minis handbag cars because you sort
Put it
of
on
buy
your
it.
keychain when you're done.
Yeah, exactly. It's like an accessory. You buy it so that when you're in it, you look good.
Yeah,
I don't think people buy it.
Cool,
for
guys, thank you so much, man. Really, really appreciate you guys being here, and also awesome news, man. And keep grinning. Yeah, I see you can still grinning there.
I'm still loving them. We are still loving the coupe.
Great. So, any thoughts on the cars we've discussed today? Please let us know on our Facebook page.
T3. Stay with Expresso and SABC3.